The tricks of the CIA agency against USA citizens and the world. This video is about the CIA agency's tricks used against USA citizens and the world. It will be a thriller and a surprise for USA citizens and the world. This video is about the CIA's COINTELPRO destructive operations in the USA. Do not forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our social media platforms. We have over 1,000 videos.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. This is Clifton Raheem Bradley of the Underground Railroad Podcast. And today, you know what? I do not know what happened to my guests. Don't know what's going on with my computer because I am doing a show talking about the CIA and the operations and the ops that they do within the United States of America. You know, very interesting to me. It was very, very interesting to me. And I was talking to somebody about it. He said, man, think about what happened with Eric Snowden. What happened with Eric Snowden? I said, oh. And I said to myself, you know what, this might make an interesting show. You know what? Here it is, my computer. I have another computer. My computer is updating. And you know what? It's updating. And you know what? I must confess that it's never taken this long for my computer. Eric Snowden, yes. I would like your assessment of
He's
Eric
a hero.
Snowden. Was he a hero? Is he a villain? Is he a villain? Okay, because he fled the country because a person being prosecuted for telling the American people that your internet emails are being monitored, your telephone, and you know what? Is he an enemy of the state? Or is he a hero? Should he come back to the United States and face the music? Please tell us.
He's a patriot. He's a hero. He is a person who actually spoke up for the people here. Because can you believe it? And when I started the show and I said I'm a victim because they follow me everywhere I go. And what do? They put the sirens. I am telling you because I speak the truths. I hear these sirens. As soon as I walk out of the building, of any building, different locations, they know I'm there. What do they play? The sirens to try to terrorize me. I'm not afraid. You know why? Because I've died many times, and I'm a soul with a borrowed body, and I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. He's a hero because he spoke to the American people of what is actually happening. We are being enslaved, and we are being utilized for other people's benefits.
My question to you is, if Eric Snowden signed a disclosure statement saying that whatever he learned about the NSA before he took the job as a contractor, he would not give out that information. Okay, he signed it. Was he wrong?
Well, that's a way for controlling humanity. And I am sorry. Do we want humanity to be destroyed? No, we want humanity to continue to exist. That is what we should aspire to, right? For our next generations to survive and to thrive, not to destroy. So in my opinion, he did the right thing. And many of these people who signed those secretive contracts, they need to start tearing those things apart and saying, forget it. Humanity is at risk right now. Why? Because we have these groups, secret groups, as he said it. They're utilizing our phones without our consent. I have to put a freaking tape on my camera because they're following me. Why? Because I speak the truth. Why? Because they manipulate my communication. Why? Because they want me to behave in a certain way and to say certain things. I am not going to. I am going to speak the truth because it matters for my children. I'm doing it for my kids so that my kids have a better future. So that my kids are not having to be, so that they are free to express themselves, to be who they're meant to be. And unfortunately, we have in our humanity, in our society, like these individual secret groups, FBI, CIA, Mossad, and in different countries they name them differently. I don't care. It's wrong is wrong, and I am not going to be eternal, nor are they. And I believe what Snowden did is right, because what it has to happen at this point, we're at the point where these leaders are being held pretty much hostage, blackmailed for their dirty activities, which, instead of hiding behind and hiding, where are the absent clients? Instead of hiding, saying, hey, this happened to me, and yes, this was wrong, what I did, and it should not happen again. Instead of having the courage to really speak.
Let me ask you something. What is your opinion of Cook, who is the president of Apple Computers, and Bill Gates selling information and metadata to the NSA? Would you like to elaborate on that? I want to leave that alone.
Well, the same thing that I find with Mark Zuckerberg, from Facebook. They don't have the right. They don't have the right to sell our information. So, by clicking here. This is where I find it. Okay, so you're making the money on me because I click there. Does that means that it's okay for us to go ahead and find out every single action you took in your life, whether it was a bad decision, and just because you have, another way, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. It's in a way, I don't buy Apple products anymore. I'm done with Apple. Again, these secret groups and these racist people who control pretty much our different systems around the world, they don't really care about brown, black people, Asians. They care about money. They care about the distortions. And it's like, wait a minute. Instead of dealing with your traumas that brought you to behave and react in this way, you are still pushing. And then that guy, oh my God, that Prime Minister of Canada, I am so disgusted.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Lonnie.
Disgusted.
Hey, walaikum salam.
I'm so disgusted because he probably said, well, assalamu alaikum. Sorry, the other guest. So I'm so disgusted because he's, I'm a proud Zionist. Instead of looking in the opportunity to change things, this he has an opportunity, and yet what is he doing? He's totally, advocating for this racist group that has pretty much worked to destroy humanity.
My question to both of you, okay? The Brother Lonnie, assalamu alaikum. The sister gave us salams, and a question to both of you.
Walaikum salam.
Starting with Sister Dahlia, is you're saying they should not give the information out of metadata away to the NSA, but when you joined their platforms, you authorized and gave permission for them to do that. So wouldn't you say that that's at the discretion?
No, I authorize
at
not
the bottom
to give.
when you sign up for Google's, you have to check something.
Okay, I do not. I see the point. The point here again, if without my consent, no, right? But so this is where I would say, how can I utilize? Because many times, like, you can't use that unless you have this account, or unless you have, and you need to communicate. So this is where I stopped using Apple. Because it's like, the other user has to be Apple. They trap you. It's like they trap you, and it's like, why do they think they have the right to trap me into something that I'm not?
Authorization by joining their platform, by checking. It's okay. There's a check mark when you don't have to.
But part of it is the check mark doesn't give them the right to go ahead and manipulate my communication.
All that stuff.
Does not. Okay, wait. Does not give them the right to manipulate my communication. That is my right. I decide, but by that shouldn't happen, and that is what's happening even to me right now. My communication is many times manipulated and blocked, like shadow banned. Oh, I have all these people, all these secret groups, all these different people, all these haters, and it's okay. I'm okay with them following me, but I need our governments who have good intentions for humanity, our good people, our good leaders, to start doing something to change that, because that is not right. I might mark yes to utilize them, to utilize their platform, but not to manipulate my information or actually do as they please, because they're not.
But before you check, there is something that says that we have the right to use your information any way we want to. There is something now, and the person does not have to utilize that technology if they feel that way. Do you agree with that or disagree?
Not that I agree or disagree, but like I told you, they trap you. That's why I'm not buying no more Apple products.
Those from Microsoft too. Okay.
Yeah, the same thing with Microsoft, exactly. So this comes unethical practices of these individuals for me, and I find it very disturbing, because that is the way that they lured many vulnerable people into behaving and doing certain things that are very wrong. So that's what I believe.
You know what? We winding down, and you know what, sister? I want to thank you for coming on Underground Railroad Podcast, and there were people listening. Okay, and if you like this, share it on your platform. And what I'm gonna have her give information, and when she sends me her information, I will put it in your description. You might want to say something in American and Espanol, because I know.
Well, I won't say too much in Spanish, but I do want to say that they can follow me at on X, platform X, which also is does not necessarily, I don't get the notifications. Look at how they manipulate my information, I don't get the notifications of certain people that I really care very deeply for. But that's one of the ways that they can follow me at Dalia Tapia, Dalia Tapia. That's one of the platforms or on Facebook, also Dalia Tapia. And but on Facebook, I normally try to screen, and then an X is like, I really don't care, because it's like whoever follows me. But it is very interesting how I'm being constantly shadow banned, because I speak truth, and people don't want to heal. Instead, they want to continue in their distortions, and their pretty much aim to destroy humanity by putting us against each other, utilizing religion, color skin, all of these different ideas. So it's like, okay, I'm done with all of that. But thank you very much for having me.
Español, nothing.
Oh, en español. Para la gente que habla español, muchas gracias. Le digo a Clifton por invitarme a su programa. I said I'm very thankful to Clifton for inviting me to your show.
And you know what? I've been asking you all these questions. Do you have any? Perhaps there is something I didn't give you the opportunity to say. Perhaps you have some finishing comments that you want to transmit to the worldwide audience.
Yes. What I want to share with everyone out there from the bottom of my heart, is the fact that we are souls with borrowed bodies, and we need to be mindful of what we are leaving behind for the next generations. I respect everyone's beliefs and everyone's ideas. However, when we are at risk of damaging humanity and the next generations, we really, really need to take a look at ourselves and change. And by that, being careful of what you intake, whether it is food, whether it is media, whether it is people that you surround yourselves with, whether it is your mental health. And it is important to maintain that mental health. If you need to take some yoga, some boxing, which I'm taking, to release the stress, all of that, do so. And not be afraid of looking into our own souls and our own traumas and abuse from the birth, from conception all the way to now, or even generational. Not to be afraid, because if we do not deal with that, then we're leaving that to our children, to our kids, and that is not what we want to do, right? I hope that we want to leave a better world. So surround yourselves with positive people. They will support you to strive to be the best person you are. And with that, I want to say thank you one more time for having me on your show.
And you know what? People that are looking at this show, you can use this show for a case study, okay? So you can know what was going on March 8th, 2025 for the people in the future. Hey, we were trying to...
Yes, today's International Women's Day. So, all right, for the women, and let's go ahead, create a better world for everyone, and so that we can have balance. And I know sometimes we disagree, Clifton, because I know you blame a lot on women, and I say let's go ahead and start, healing better, and that will bring better energy.
Let me tell somebody something. Sometimes she hosts the Underground Railroad, and you know what? And I enjoy sitting back and watching her interview people, because I'm more interested in knowing what's going on behind the scenes these days. Not that I don't want to be in front, but it's not no big issue. My ego is like, no, she can't have it. She can't. No, you know what? I'm going to get exactly what Allah wants me to have. Whatever Allah doesn't want me to have, I can't receive it anyway. So you know what? And you have to. The people out there listening, you have to share. And you have to network. And you cannot live in this world by yourself. And I appreciate you. I'm gonna say being a co-host. We on co-host one day, but when I come back down to the studio, I don't even know if I'm gonna come back down to the studio.
Can I share one more thing with the audience?
Yeah.
Can I share one more thing? Okay, and it'll be short. So many times when I come across people who do not agree with me, okay, which is fine, and who are very hateful of someone else, I normally tend to tell them, look, in your next lifetime, most likely you're going to end up being born into that, so you can heal and have a better understanding. And so in this lifetime, I honestly think that I am a female, because probably in some other lifetime, I probably did not so good things for females. So I am grateful to be here in this lifetime and to heal and to really address the things that probably should have been dealt with and healed by my previous generations, my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents. But I am grateful for that opportunity. And with that, I want to say thank you. And even though we disagree as far as the role of women in this world, I just want to say that women are very much a part of this world, and that today I'm going to get to see a movie that I highly recommend, Rule Breakers, from Afghanistan, women who broke the rules to achieve their goals of in Afghanistan. You have the Taliban, right? And these are men too. These are men who probably were traumatized as children as well, because in order for them to behave in that way, they must have gone through hardship, because in order to behave that way, you have had to gone through a lot. Anyway, so these young ladies went into a robotic competition and they won. So I'm going to go see Rule Breakers today and on Women's Day. And yeah, I want to encourage all the women and the males to not be afraid to deal with your stuff, so that we can create a better world for everyone.
I'm going to say this real quick. You know what? I have benefited from the limited conversation that me and her do have as colleagues, but I have grown from my disagreements in a respectful manner. And even if I didn't agree, it gave me the opportunity to look at things from a different viewpoint. And I respect it. I've learned much from the disagreements that we've had. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Malaikum assalam, masalama. Okay.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
And you're looking at the Underground Railroad, and you know what? We come on every Saturday night at 10:30. But we come on, do a podcast that comes on 12:30 p.m. in Chicago, and please make a donation. You can't do anything.
Well, there was a brother named Phil Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Snyder was a geological engineer.
Yes.
He helped to build over 100 underground cities across this country. You heard what I just
You're
said?
not talking about Coop, are you? Well,
No,
I'm thinking about
no,
Coop.
I know
Okay.
who you're talking about. I'm talking about, no, he was a geological engineer.
Okay.
And they found him
They
in
murdered him.
They murdered him. They cut his
I heard
throat
about-
with
yeah.
piano wire in his house. All right, but they say he committed suicide.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember this.
And he told about they have a black budget. And he was going across the country speaking. And the budget is unlimited. And they don't have to tell nobody what they're using the money for. They have created what they call black helicopters, all right?
Black Ops, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they can see in your house through your walls. Did you ever said right here in America? Tell you how many people in there? All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Where you at? What room you in? See, I don't care anymore. See, so I tell y'all this stuff because you need to know.
How many at these and hearing these, do you worry about, either both of you, do you worry about these powers and the power that they have to crush and to control?
No, I don't worry about that because, I understood when my daddy was in my grandfather's testicles, he was being watched before he got here. So, understanding that, see, when you tell the truth, you don't fear no man, you fear no beast, you fear nothing that's in this atmosphere because you're standing on something. Now, if I'm ducking and dodging, I don't care about the CIA, the ADC. I don't care about those terrorists because I'm going to tell the truth.
Okay. You want to
Well, I'm not afraid of anybody except the great God. And if he didn't have some place to put you, I wouldn't be afraid of him.
That's right.
So I'm going to speak the truth. And I don't care what nobody thinks. Because the people need to have people who are fearless and willing to speak the truth. And you're not going to leave here anyway before your time.
Okay.
Your time is already determined. If you walked out of here today and dropped dead from a heart attack, that was the day that the great God had decided you no longer would be here. So why worry about stuff like that? Give yourself high blood pressure, heart attacks, and all of that. I don't worry about that. I just do what, if he takes care of the sparrows.
Yes.
When you leave here, it's the end of your world, not my world.
They say the end of the earth.
Right. It's the end of the earth, the end of the world. Your world. When I leave here, it's my world. You got folks running around here, doomsday. We all gonna die. If there's a hell below, we all gonna go. But the earth is cool.
Okay. You know what?
Please include me in your prayers and in your salats. In Ramadan Mubarak, and go to mosques like Masjid Al Fatih in Chicago at 47th and Woodlawn, Masjid Al Farouk at 89th in Stony Island, Manyun at 47th in Calumet and MCC, and they have a Latino mosque. You know what? Islam is just growing. Thank God they don't tax us on water so high, because Lord knows we use water to make our ablutions and prayer before we make our prayers. But all praises due to Allah. Assalamu alaikum. If you like this, share it. You didn't like it, hey,
The tricks of the CIA agency against USA
What your
citizens
grandfather
and the
was-
world. This video is about the CIA agency's tricks
Any
used
message
against
for your
USA
grandchildren?
citizens.
Great.
Because I happen to know someone who's in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you listen?
Yes, sir.
And they
Some people don't know what NSA.
the National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen them, it's like they've been doing my whole life. Wow. They got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
That was the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
All right. They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right. That's why I can say what I said.
Scary.
But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right. They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute.
Wow.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you listen?
Yes, sir.
And they
Some people don't know what NSA.
the National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen them, it's like they were doing my whole life.
Wow.
They got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
That was the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
All right. They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right. That's why I can say what I said.
Scary.
But they let me go because he was an important person, and they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right. They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute.
Wow.